Hello everyone, welcome to Redmen TV. The video that you're about to watch is taken as a strong segment from the Maych x Pajak podcast full interview with Jamie Carragher. If you want the full thing in its entirety, head to youtube.com/Maych x Pajak and subscribe to that channel. Other than that, enjoy.
Just the one thing I've got to ask, because everyone wants to know, Steven Gerrard, has he got? I mean, I don't say has he got it. Would you? What does he need to do? Do you think between now and whenever Klopp leaves or whatever to be the guy, to be the right guy for Liverpool?
I'm not sure if he needs to do another job beforehand as well. I think Rangers to Liverpool is a jump because he's Steven Gerrard and he's who he is. I think he could make that jump. The club wouldn't be too big for him, let's put it that way. Really. Is managing Rangers enough experience for Liverpool? Should Liverpool be looking for the best manager they can possibly get? Or thinking, we've got someone who knows the club? I think that could be a conundrum for the club at the time. And also Stevie. Because I've always thought this. Stevie's gone into management where at the back of it he wants to manage Liverpool. Frank Lampard's gone into manage because he wants to manage Chelsea.
Yeah.
John Terry's the same, gone into coaching. Thierry Henry started to manage because he wants to manage Arsenal. It's not like they want to be managers for 30 years. They just want to manage their club. And I always think, are you best managing your club when you're at your peak of your powers as a manager, or you just want to manage? So Frank Lampard, I think he's doing a really good job.
Yeah.
But no one can tell me that Frank Lampard wouldn't be a better manager in 10 years' time. And that's what was my always feeling about managing. You're only going to get one chance at. You want it to go well. That's what's going to define your managerial career. For Gerrard with Liverpool, Lampard at Chelsea. Even if he goes to other clubs and he's done well at Derby, it's the Chelsea job. And I sometimes, my criticism's the wrong word. I done a column at the start of the season saying, I hope it goes well for Frank, but in some ways I wish he was coming in 5 years' time, 6 years' time, where he's just got that experience. Look at Stevie now, what he's going through. Just lost the game to the bottom of the league.
13 points behind now as
well.
well.
But lost to Hamilton at home. And I sent him a text last night because I knew he'd be devastated. I know myself when you've had a bad result. And you're just like, oh my God. And I knew how he'd feel. But that'll help him in years to come. That'll help him for the Liverpool job. So he's got to go through all these, doing really well in Europe, getting to a final with Rangers, probably being unlucky in the final. That's an experience. Losing to bottom of the league. That'll help him all the time in his managerial career. But he'll be able to deal with it better. And as I said, the Liverpool job, you want him to get it when he feels like, right, I've got that much experience and something happens, I've been there before, I've done it before, and that's my only hope. And it's whether after Rangers he takes another job in the Premier League, maybe a smaller club in the Premier League, and then maybe gets the Liverpool job. Or you know what? It's right for him right now, it works, and that's the decision for both parties.
I think you see it, don't you? You see it in, like, there's a reason why 19-year-olds don't dominate at centre-half and young goalkeepers don't do it, because they're positioned, and like manager, where you're right, the more you play and the more experience you've got, the more you've got answers. It's not like when you're centre-forward and it helps to be fast and it helps to just be brave and, you know, and whatever, but they're the things where you're right.
And also people not to know you. It helps as a striker.
Here's a good example. Playing centre-back. Watford, Lovren. I've watched Lovren in a Liverpool shirt for so long, making the same mistake. And what I mean by that is, he wants to fight everybody he plays against. Now, I always remember when I was about 18 or 19, I played for Liverpool away at Aston Villa. And in your head, you're a centre-half. When the other team take a goal kick, I win the header. But their keeper's hitting it into midfield, and Davy Thompson was winning headers. Davy Thompson was playing that day. But I'm like, that's not right, I should be winning the header. So I'm actually trying to knock people out the way to go and win a header. But and Ronnie Moran said to me after, what are you doing? It doesn't matter who. And that's a little thing that always stuck with me. Yes, that is my job, if you like. But it's working for us. Stay there. Now, Lovren, you're playing against Troy Deeney. I played against Drogba probably more than any other striker. And at times he was brilliant against us. But at times we really controlled him. And he didn't score that many goals against Liverpool. But I never took him on physically. It was a mismatch. But I get someone in front, you'd have to use your brain. You'd actually talk to Drogba through the game. And he almost become like a bit of a mate, you know, because you don't want to wind Drogba up for the game.
Yeah.
But Troy Deeney can't be bullied. You can't, but maybe Van Dijk could. But that's why Troy Deeney stands on Lovren. Harry Kane has started this season, stands on Lovren, and every time the ball comes, just uses his body, knocks him out the way. That's what I'm saying about a centre-half, but he's 28.
Yeah.
He should have learned that by now, that there's nothing wrong. It's not weak by saying, not a problem. My son's a centre-back, I say, watch that game, right? There's no problem with letting Troy Deeney bring the ball down. Because Troy Deeney brings the ball down and holds it up and it's good play by him, doesn't mean it's bad play by the centre-back. Sometimes you have to say, well done, but just get Fabinho in front on the next one. You see the throw-in? How tight he is to him.
He's holding him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, he just doesn't understand. It's like he's got this thing where he can't, he must feel it's weak to let Troy Deeney win the fight. No, he's not winning the fight. Make sure Liverpool win the game. Make sure he doesn't score. Whether he brings the ball down on the halfway line. The one where Trent knocks it back for the back pass. He's climbing over, falling over him. Heads it, falling over. Trent does the back pass. But it's 40 yards from goal. If Troy Deeney brings that down, he's only going to play back. Okay, he's good at that. Don't worry about it. And that's the thing that you learn with centre-back, and you have to learn with that experience. But he's an experienced player and hasn't learned, and that's his biggest problem.
It's mad, isn't it? The best example, I think, just on the management thing is, it's Brendan Rodgers. I think when you get to Liverpool, you shouldn't be doing your learning on the job. I think when you get to that level, and I think that was what Liverpool were at that time. I think FSG. Look, I think it was a noble ambition of what they were trying to do. Brendan, the exciting coach certainly. But I think the reason why lots of Liverpool fans didn't get on with him and the notion of him is because we're so used to everything being there and being ready, and that's the Klopp. That's the difference in Klopp, isn't it? He doesn't know all the answers, and he'll say himself,
He's got
I don't know
40
it all.
years experience.
But exactly, but he's got enough answers to enough problems that he'll work stuff out. Whereas when you hear stories of Brendan Rodgers pacing around his kitchen at 3 o'clock in the morning and it comes up with 3 at the back, and you're like, oh, that's a great story, but no one needs to hear that. Everyone wants to know that the Liverpool manager knows what.
I think Brendan Rodgers would be a brilliant Liverpool manager in the future. It won't happen because he's had his go. I think Brendan Rodgers would be a brilliant Chelsea manager, Arsenal manager. If I was those clubs, I'd be looking at them if they change the manager in the future, no doubt about it. I think Brendan Rodgers should get a crack at one of the Champions League clubs in this country. I've said for a long time, Brendan Rodgers is the best British manager out there. Mm-hmm. You actually look at the things he's done and the experience he's had at Liverpool. Talking about Steven Gerrard. What Brendan went through at Liverpool at times, the great season, just missing out, in not going well, buying, selling, all the things he learned is helping him now at Leicester, going to Celtic, then winning, being in cup finals, and the tension on the day, how you deal with that. I think Brendan Rodgers would be a brilliant manager, but as you said, that's probably something for Stevie in the future. Get all that experience, or as much as you can possibly get. It's difficult because it's not like the Liverpool job comes around. Sometimes it's just time and it's there, you're available, and you say, well, you know what, I might not get another chance, I'm going to have a go at it. But I think in a perfect world, when those big jobs come around, you want to be fully ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Jamie, for taking the time to come in. Always a pleasure, mate. And make sure you go and check out the Greatest Game podcast. Some absolute belters on there. And now we know a new series coming in September onwards.
That exclusive? World exclusive?
Yeah.
Is right.
Yeah.
Is right.
Who do you want on?
Ooh, Roy
Keane.
You and Keane.
There you go. If you want the full thing, head to youtube.com/Maych x Pajak. I'll annotate to it and I'll put it in the description underneath as well. You can get it in video form and in podcast form every single week, pretty much. It's me and it's Chris, and it's a bit more weird and wild than the usual stuff we do on the Redmen channel. We hope you enjoy it.